What excites you about heading in camp this year with the group that you have, and especially with Nathan at the helm?
Yeah, just the work we've been putting in this offseason, building that chemistry. It's football season. There's always an exciting reason to get back into it. It's a long off season, so I think we're all ready to go.
How different do you think the offense will be at all, and if so, where?
We got new offensive coaching staff, so obviously the offense is going to be a little bit different. But I think we're just going to rely on what we know we can do. We have a bunch of playmakers. We're going to try to get in our hands and, control games that way.
So we could see big play offense, hopefully, game in and game out.
Oh, absolutely. That's something we've done here for a long time. We got a bunch of playmakers that can do that big play ability. Myself, Hatch, we got JB, Katoy, Stanley, Berryhill, Aiden. Like, those guys just all shown that they can do it. So I'm expecting us to be able to do that again.
What have you seen from Nathan this offseason? Because last year when he came in, it was just weird how it all played out. What did you see from this offseason heading into camp?
Yeah, just being around Nate this whole offseason, you could tell he's really locked in. He is dialed in. He's really buying into the offense, and he's holding us to a high standard when we go out there and train. He wants to make sure that we're not just aimlessly training, that we're also working on learning the offense. He'll say concepts and do things knowing that we might not know it, but, just so that we start to hear it now as opposed to later. And again, that mini camp he held when he had all of us go out to North Van and work out all together, it just shows that he's really committed to having a good year this year.
What's that like for you as someone who's like, he's your teammate, but he's also your friend? Is there times when you're just like, come on, man, I just want it's a day off?
I think one thing about Nate is this offseason, I feel like he's really opened up, and it's been awesome to see. He's really gotten to know us well, spent some time with us, even at his mini camp, we were going out, doing team activity, team bonding. You just saw a different side of him. I think he's a lot more relaxed and comfortable right now. So like I said, I have all the high hopes for him. I know he's going to have a great year.
Talk to me about head coach. What have you learned about Buck so far and how he wants this offense to look?
Oh, yeah. I met Buck back in, I don't remember, January, February. You can tell he's a football guy. But he understands the game, right? He played quarterback, so he knows a lot. And, just hearing the way he speaks and what he wants for this offense is, he has faith in us. So if it's a 50-50 ball, he wants that ball to be thrown. He wants it to go up that way. I'm really excited to work with him this year. I think he has a great mindset, and he's going to use us all very well.
How different is a Buck Pierce offense compared to a Jordan McInnis offense?
Yeah. I'm used to Jordan's offense. Obviously, I've been in it for a couple of years. Jordan's offense was really tailored to players' skill sets. I feel like Buck is more so just running the offense efficiently and making sure that everyone can kind of do everything. And just from watching them on film, you see all the receivers in the past when he was in Winnipeg. Every receiver was catching every type of ball, whereas in our offense these past couple of years, it was kind of, for me, for example, I was the bender guy, or Hollins would be the double move deep guy. I think Buck is more inclined to get everyone involved to do everything, kind of throw defenses off guard.
From a personal standpoint, how much different is it going into this season now that you've got the expectations because of what you did last year, and also the contract to back it up now that you're being paid the way you are?
Yeah, you I don't know. Anyone who kind of knows me knows that doesn't really mean a thing to me. Of course, I want to be paid for, having a great year, but at the end of the day, I love football. So, all that stuff doesn't really mean much. I'm driving the same car I'm going to drive until it breaks down. So all that money stuff doesn't mean. I just want to go out, year in and year out and do numbers, have a year better than I did last year.
We saw in the CFL draft a receiver go first overall who's 6'5", and the logic was essentially, we want to find our own Justin McInnis. When you see that around the league, people trying to copycat you, essentially, what does that mean to you as a player?
Yeah, that's awesome because, I've been in that position where I was looking up to other guys. I know VA in Calgary was probably had something to say with them getting that guy because he always said he likes a tall receiver. But, just speaking on myself, I would say that, I'm just happy that, it's finally paying off. It's been a long start to my CFL career, so I'm happy that, I just stuck the course and the grind is paying off.
Justin, last year after the loss against Winnipeg, the previous head coach, and I'm trying to remember the exact quote, but I'm basically paraphrasing, he said, there's no fear in terms of playing on offense, in terms of playing against the Lions. they said Winnipeg was a plan with no fear. And talking to him further, maybe it goes back to what you talked about in the sense that every player was kind of static in what he did in terms of his routes. How excited are you to have Buck on board? And what I mean by that, there's going to be a lot of doubt created with what we've seen in the past with Buck. A lot of east-west, a lot of motion. I mean, how much excitement is there to run that type of offense where you are going to create a lot of doubt on the defensive side?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I find it super exciting to have that kind of offense, just being able to, you know, do everything, put guys in different spots and just run different routes. You know, I've been used to kind of running the same. I mean, I ran everything with Jordan, but just, you know, Buck's offense is a lot more, I feel, spread out, if that makes sense, where everyone is doing something different. And personally for me, you know, I'm excited. I know I'm tall. I've always catch the high balls and things like that, but I think I've shown that I can do other things too, and I think Buck's going to give me a bigger chance to do that.
You run the ball with jet sweep, maybe?
If you hand me a jet sweep, I might take it 80 yards to the house. I'm just saying, I got it in me. I want to throw a trick play this year too.
Ooh.
There you go.
Calling your shot.
What kind of car do you drive?
What was that?
What kind of car do you drive?
2016 Dodge Charger, 220K on it. Still going strong.
Nice.
You know it's like minivan time, right?
It's SUV before a minivan for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Does Dodge still make a minivan?
I don't know. My dad drove a Grand Caravan for his
Yeah,
entire life.
same,
So.
same.
Plymouth Voyager.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.